pretty good. Pretty powerful spell. Just do the damage through now.
Want to play again?
Not bad, not bad. Hi there, I'm the BigCraigO, and thanks for tuning in to watch the next installment of my Deck Tech series. Today we're going to continue on with our Strixhaven college review. We've got several other articles, 4 other to be precise, one from each of the colleges. So let's go and have a look at today's deck, Prismari Midrange. Alright, so we're now going to have a look through the deck and do the Deck Tech. It does run a companion here in the form of Karuga, I believe that's how you pronounce it. This is great for card draw, used it many times in other decks, haven't used it in this one obviously. So the concept's there, there's a few permanents that will be out in play, so hopefully that'll give us some ability to refill our hand. As far as the mana curve goes, we'll get to that in a second, but it's fairly slow and hence why it's a mid-range deck. With nothing in the 1 or 2 drop slots, except for sort of the cycle options that come from some of the newer spells and the new additions to the standard format. So Creative Outburst and Magma Opus, both of those spells can actually be cycled for either a red or a blue or a combination of those, as you can see there. And when you cycle them, you get a treasure token. Treasure tokens are great. It gives you the ability to ramp, hopefully relatively quickly. The other option, of course, is that there is a flip mode here for the Flamethrower Sonata. 1 red, 1 other. Discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery card this way, Flamethrower Sonata deals damage equal to that card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker. Primarily, I could see myself playing the Tyrant Sculptor with this particular one, especially if you have the ability to, say, cycle one of these larger cards, and then you use that to actually put the +1/+1 counters on the Tyrant Sculptors. Bounce spells, a bit of counter magic, some burn, and obviously Bone Crusher Giant, most people are familiar with that. Having that stomp instant adventure to do 2 damage is quite powerful. We do run a full 4 Prismari commands, so 1 red, 1 blue, 1 other, and you get to pick 2 of the 4 modes. So you can either do 2 damage to any target, be it player, creature, planeswalker, whatever. Target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token, or you can destroy target artifact. So it's, the commands generally are fairly good. We've already talked about the Torrent Sculptor and the Flamethrower. Moving on to the Draconic Intervention, so it's 2 red, 2 other for a sorcery speed spell. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana value. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead, and then you exile the actual intervention as well. Full play set of 4 Goldspan Dragons, very powerful card, gives you that ramp ability through the ability to sacrifice treasure tokens for 2 mana rather than 1, so that's quite powerful. And every time it attacks, it makes a treasure token. If it gets targeted, it makes a treasure token, so it has the ability to ramp fairly quickly. And then the top end of the deck itself, Creative Outburst, 2 red, 2 blue and 3 other, an instant speed. Creative Outburst deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order, or you can cycle it, as said before, for 2, either blue or red or combination of those 2. Discard the created outburst and create a treasure token. The other large in charge of the spell within the Prismari sort of colour scheme is for 6 and a red and a blue. It's an instant. Magma Opus deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Tap 2 target permanents. Create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token and draw 2 cards. So very, very cool from a value point of view. If you've got the mana sitting there, you can definitely put it in there at instant speed, opening up some pathways as well, theoretically, I'm thinking. You can pay red and blue, same as we talked about just before, to discard the Opus and create a treasure token as well. That's the deck in a nutshell. Land-wise, 7 islands, 7 mountains, a full playset of the Frost Boil Snarl, 4 of the dual flippy lands, and 4 of the triomes, just to give you that mix, and the ability to cycle as well if you need it. So I guess now let's go and have a look at the mana curve and see how we go from there. Okay, so here's the mana curve. Immediately it shows you 4.5 average casting cost. Definitely a mid-range. I'm guessing this is going to feel a lot like playing a control deck. I'm a bit curious as to see how the deck performs all in all, with the mana curve so high up. I know there's some spells that are cheaper, and you've got the enabling spells which are at the top end in that sort of 6 or 7 drop point. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm not keen on these sort of higher casting cost decks. Creatures, got 16 in total, 18 non-creatures, runs 26 lands, so very much in line with the control / mid-range control decks. Runs 23 split, so 23 islands, 23 mountains, some colours as well, blah blah blah. But short long the story is it's got a lot of dual abilities there. Let's see how it goes. I guess we'll go and play some games. Cool. Okay, so those of you that are familiar with my deck tech series, you'll appreciate that I always do the first game against Spark. This just gives me an opportunity to get to grips with the deck completely, and also obviously I can talk a little bit more about the different lines of play if appropriate. So having a look at this hand here, I mean it's a pretty good hand. It's probably a little bit top heavy given what I normally like, but that being said, it's not terrible. So I'm going to give it a keep to see how we go.
Get ready for some friendly competition.
Wish Sparky all the best. I'm going to play the tap land out, just to give us that flexibility. Showing that. And I'll in turn. We've revealed that we've got an island, which is fine. Okay, so our opponent now is our opponent Sparky is piling on the damage with their 1-drop. So this is a mid-range deck, so you're going to generally find that the first few turns you're going to be taking a little bit of damage anyway. So hopefully we can put ourselves in a position where start to build up the ye old defense. I'm going to sit back. I've got the counter spell magic. I've also got the Prismari coming in as well, so might as well counter this at this point. Okay, take 3, go down to 16. So as you can see here, as an additional cost to cast this spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention deals X damage to each non-land, non-dragon creature, where X is the exile card's mana value. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. So I'm thinking at this point in time, I'm just going to sit back.
Ever think about the multiverse?
For another turn.
Hey, that's wild.
And just see if they play out some more cards, because I'd like to get little bit more value than the 3 that I've got currently, which may be a bit greedy, but you know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Play another one, I dare you. Alright, so we take 3 again, down to 13. Okay, so we draw a land. It's going to come into play tapped, which is fine for me. Exile that, do 3 damage to everything. And exile those creatures, which is pretty good. Okay, play a dragon. Do 4 damage. Make a treasure token. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this. Gold span dragon does now. And from here we're just going to keep putting on the pressure. Yeah. Down to 12 we go. Play land. Maybe. Play another dragon. Move to the attack step. Attack with both. Hopefully be able to do everything we want to do. Three gold span dragons seems fairly disgusting from my point of view. Block with our untapped dragon. Take the damage, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is. Pretty good. Pretty powerful spell. Just do the damage through now.
Want to play again?
Not bad, not bad. So I'm looking forward to playing some more games against human opponents now, so let's get into that. Well, this hand's got a couple of spells, some land, a couple of creatures. Keep it, see how we go. Say hello to our opponent. As is customary of the arena of the Midrange. There's no 1-drops, so no real advantage for us to do either or. Play this and see if we draw into a different land. Play that, see if we draw into a different land. If we draw a red or a blue, then it helps us to make a choice the other way. Go. End turn. 6 seems alright. Turn 3. Damage, credit. So 2 damage. Bash. Drop him down to 14. Give me a land, please. That's not a land. Again. And turn. Resolve. Let's look there. Yeah. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Heaps. Heaps and heaps and heaps. Sure. The other 2 points of damage. Got there. Interesting hand. Couple of bounce spells, creatures, bit of removal. Let's see how we go. I'll play this out, reveal this. It's not, I can't do anything, but it's always good to give the impression I can. Not always good, but it is good to do it. This time, Commander Dresden. Play this. Next. Enter. Interesting. Burn the face. Third one. Let's see what they got. 2 points of damage is okay. Obviously 4 points would have been better, but you know, it is what it is. Turn. just going to play the actual giant out because I want them to use their burn spells as quickly as possible before I put this out. The Goldspan Dragon I want to actually keep alive. It's you. Cool. See if we can get the damage through. Alright, I'm happy with that. Okay, so they've got 5 mana as well. 6 mana now. Two. Let's tap out, which is kind of good for us. Play this. Tapping for 4, dropping down to 6. Now I've got a counter spell up as well. See what they've got. Okay. So they paid to stop my stuff, and now I hopefully can swing through for lethal. Get there. My hand looks fairly good. We've got a couple of creatures, some spells, and got the land, so say hello to our opponent. Wish them all the loves. Play just an island straight out. Mountain, last turn. Generally this deck needs 2 and 2. So I'm guessing that our Sculptor's going to disappear now. Interesting. Not what I expected. Play a 4-3. Not knowing what they've got in their hand. Maybe they can't deal with something. No idea. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Shriek. Stripping our hand apart by the look of it. Play blue there. Let's go. Kill this. Patch in for 4. Vigilance. Each creature enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Nice. Strip out another one. Okay. 4, 5. Play this. Go to the attack step. See if we can get there. Dropping down to 10. 5, 6, 7. So move that across. Attack for 8 potential. If they block, then okay. Drop them down to 4 anyway. We have 2, 4, 5, 6. Play a land. Play this guy. Oh, you son of a gun. Alright. I guess I go for this one then. Disappointing, but oh well. Attack for 4, they have to block with something. So what are they going to block with? Enforcer, good plan. Let's see if we can push through the last 4 points of damage. General comes into play, exiles. Target card from my graveyard. Nice. Okay, take 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And move to the attack step, swinging for the last 4 points of damage. Okay, what a harrowing ordeal that was to get through and play enough games to get some wins. Look, I know there's a reason why Prismari decks aren't taking over the meta at the moment. From my point of view, although it is a good deck, it has some fun things, it's definitely not a deck that you can rely on being consistent. In my opinion, it needs definitely a lot more tuning. If I was to rank this deck, I would give it a D, probably a D. It's fun to play when it works, but it's frustrating as heck when it doesn't. There are a number of games that I played whilst trying to learn how to play this particular deck where I was off the pace by so much I couldn't even see a pathway forward. So all in all, yeah, it's a really challenging deck to play. I would say that if you're really got your heart set on playing this type of deck, you're going to have to spend a lot of time getting comfortable with, I was going to say losing games, but you're going to have to get comfortable with playing very, very optimum lines of play, because this is not a pick up and play pilot game, deck, sorry. Anyway, it is what it is. It's not a bad game. It's not a bad deck to play. I don't think it's necessarily as quick and as resilient as some of the other ones that have come out of Strixhaven recently. Other than that, guys, look, I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Greenwich Mean Time plus 10 hours. Please come and check it out on Twitch. If you are able to comment, like the video, feel free to obviously follow me on subscribe on YouTube where you're watching this. I've got a Facebook page under the BigCraigO, and I'm streaming under Twitch, as I just said before. We have 2 friends of the stream, as you can see on the screen right now. So we've got Grey Viking Games. There's a link in the show notes below. Feel free to click on that if you need any cosmetics or codes for Arena. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but everything you purchase whilst you use that link will actually give us some form of kickback, which we can then use to give away stuff or purchase stuff to give away on the stream, etc. the channel. The other one that we've got, a friend of the stream, is Spectrum Gaming. They're based out of Sydney, Australia. They're a small purveyor of cardboard. If you haven't heard my spiel before, that's pretty much what I say all the time. they are really good. They're good people. The team of behind Spectrum Games are really friendly people, and they're always helpful and always looking for ways to deliver customer service. Check them out, www.spectrumgaming.com.au. They do cards, singles, they do accessories, and if there's something that you're after they don't have listed, just let them know, they might be able to get it for you. Other than that, guys, look, I really appreciate all the support. I've been receiving a lot of direct sort of messages, etc., from people saying they're enjoying this series and they like the deck tech, so I'll keep doing them. If you've got any questions or otherwise, comment below, go to the Facebook page, just let me know, you can tell me, and if there's any decks in particular you'd like to see me do a review on, I'm more than happy to do that too. Alright guys, well hopefully I'll see you on one of the streams. If not, I put 2 deck techs up a week, so keep an eye out for the next one. Other than that, have a great week and talk to you soon.